Alright, so my microphone ain't working. I tried to record this video. I don't know what happened to it. I hope y'all can help me with this so you can get more content out of me. But this is what is going on. I'm gonna have to be making these YouTube videos for now from my phone. It is what it is. I've been making a lot of videos from my phone. I already told you, go follow my Instagram. But let's get into this. Unconditional love. Everybody be talking about who is going to be their soulmate, who's their twin flame, who's the love of their life. Everybody out here searching for love. Guess what? There's only 3 types of love that you can get. You can get love from your family, love from your friends, and love from your significant other. Those are the 3 types of love you can get outside of yourself. Which is love that you can get. Yep, that is excellent. Yep, I'm right. Self-love, real quick, is something that you already have. You cannot get self-love. You cannot get something that is inside of you. You've always had it. You just need to choose whether you want to act upon it or not. You cannot get self-love. You have self-love. The only time you can get love is from an outside source. But guess what? Out of those 3 options, you only really have one main source. You only really have one main source which you get the love from, and then you have a secondary source which you kinda are cool or mellow with. Nobody has all 3. Nobody has all 3. Impossible to have all 3. Let's break it down real quick. Unconditional love from your family. This is the love I have. This is the love I have. This love only can come from your parents, mainly your parents. But if not your parents, it will come from another family member, a really close family member. It could be your brother, your sister, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, anybody who is blood related to you, or blood related to your birth mother or your birth father. Related by blood. This is what I'm talking about, family. That's what I'm saying. And you can have a bunch of people in the family that will fight for you, that will fend for you, but you really only have about 1 or 2 people max that can give you unconditional love. And when you have the family structure, it is usually your mother and your father. Your mother and your father. Now, when you're talking about friend situation, when you're talking about the second one, a friend situation, it is exactly what it says. You have that close homie. You have that, if you were a girl, you got your BFF for life, that one that is always with you and there with you through all of the hard times and struggles and things like that. Usually when you're in a friend situation, that is because you are not cool with your family and you are not cool with your significant other like that. That's all that basically means. And then there's the one that everybody's looking for. Love from a significant other. Love from a significant other. And y'all already know what that means. That's what everybody's trying to chase for. That love, that connection with somebody. That person that really gets and understands you. That person that really gets and understands you. That's what I'm talking about. That's the love that you're looking for. It's not the love that of somebody always doing something for you and somebody necessarily just being there for you. Somebody can always be there for you and not understand you. Somebody can always be in your life whenever you need them, despite what you do to them, but not understand you, not get what you get your pain, get your struggle, get how you really are and how you really view this world. The type of love I'm talking about, that type of love where you, one, have somebody who will always be there for you, and two, have that, and two, that person also completely and utterly understands your pain. That is the love everybody's looking for. That is the love, that union between reliability and understandability. That is how you build a connection with that person. Now let's break it down. Let's break it down. Let's say you're in a family situation like me. Boil it down to this first part to find out who that person is for you in your family, because you only get that one. Everybody only gets that one in your life. To find out is to do this. First, break it down into the top 3 people that you know you could always rely on no matter what. Like, you can call them no matter what to be there for you and do things for you. Like, if you ever need to talk, you ever need a help, break that down to whoever. The first 3 people who pop into your mind are usually the first 3 that you got. Now, out of that three, now that you got those 3 in your mind, pick one person. Pick one person that you gain the most value from. Pick that one person that you can gain the most from. That one person you can always go to get what you need. And I'm talking connection wise. Like, they get you, like they understand your pain. You could always talk to that person to get that sense of satisfaction, that sense of understanding, that sense of I'm not alone in this endeavor. Now, when you got that person, ask yourself, which one of those two you care about the most? Not love the most, not respect the most. You care for them the most, right? That person you care for, not necessarily love, not necessarily wouldn't do anything for, not necessarily you wouldn't die for them, not under that. That person you love, not the person you love. You genuinely, I care for you, because again, you always are there for me, and I can talk to you. When you find that person, that's that one person for you. That's the one person that you got unconditional love for. But guess what? I can guarantee you, that person that you chose, giving you the unconditional love, older than you. They're older than you, or they have more resources than you. Yep. They're older than you, they have more resources than you, or they're always protecting you first. Yep. They're always protecting you first. Why do I say that? Whether you're a family, you're a friend, or you're a romantic situation, right? Love is only unconditional love. Love only feels unconditional if you're the one receiving it. And for somebody to give love fully without a condition means that person is giving away, which means that person is losing in the scenario. That person is sacrificing in that scenario, because that person has nothing to gain out of it. It's only unconditional to you. And I guarantee you, that person that you have that unconditional love for, they cannot feel that unconditional love for you. And you know it's true, because the way that they talk to you and the way that they treat you, they always talk about somebody else in their life that did it for them. And that's a fact. They don't love you the way you love them. You can't, because they're the one you always go to when you need something. They're the one that can always satisfy you when you need something. And I know it may hurt you to realize it, but at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. The only true love the only love that will always be consistent is the love that you already have. The love you already have that you must act on. That love is the only consistent love. Does that mean that person that has unconditional love does not care about you? No. No, it's because they care about you that they give you that love. It's because that somebody else in their life did it for them. Did it for them that they can now do it for you. And it is up to you to now do that for somebody else. That's facts. If you're in a family situation, and you have children, you're going to your kids are going to look at you, or one specific kid out of the bunch of kids is going to look at you, how you did it, and you're gonna pick that one kid. Yeah, you're gonna pick that one kid. Usually it's the baby. Or if it's the only child, it's the only child. Usually it's the baby though. Usually it's the baby. And I am the baby. Yep, 100%. I know what I'm talking about. That last child ends up being the one that you protect and care for the most, because you've had experience with your other children, and you've seen, you as the parent will see your other children's shortcomings, and you will not want that for your youngest child. And the youngest child, from their perspective, from experience, I'm telling you this, will look at the faults of their older siblings, and the words of their parents, and realize, yep, the parents were right. Yep, what they said was right. Yep, they were right. And they do that for you, so you can start a family of your own and continue the legacy of being a family. Now let's talk on the opposite end of the spectrum. Let's say that you are in the friend situation. You are in the friend situation because you can't really rely on your friends too much, and you can't rely on your partner too much, or you cannot rely on your family too much. And usually they did something to you, they scarred you in some way, shape, or form. It's a fact. And that's the type of friend that you take a bullet for. It's the type of friend that they take a bullet for you. It's the type of friend that you get into any argument, you fight any argument. Like, if anything happened to them, you'd lie for them. You'd lie for them. And you know why? It's because they put you under the game. Or when you were down, they always came to your aid first. You had their back second. Trust me, you had their back second. You were there. You had their back second. You were their second in command. But they always came to your aid first. You feel indebted to them. You do. They always came to your aid first. Because somebody else at some point in time came to their aid. And you know what happened to that person? More than likely, they're not here anymore. And there may come a day in time where your friend, your bestie won't be here anymore. And one of two things will happen. You will either be a bestie for somebody else, or when you have your own family, you're gonna end up treating your children the same way your family treated you. And I'm not saying you're trying to do it on purpose, but since you didn't grow up properly, and you still have scars and wounds, more than likely, or most of the time, you're going to end up doing the same thing to your child and force your child into that situation themselves. If you're on the romantic end of the spectrum, you can't rely on your friends too much, and you can't rely on your family. So you feel like alone until you find that significant other partner. And it's like, this is like actual love. This is the girl that, again, you could always rely on, and the girl that you can actually fuck with. Like, she actually fucks with the same things you fuck with. You can actually talk to her. She wants to talk to you. She allows you to be weird around her. She's allowed to be weird around you. That's the perfect love story. That's the Romeo and Juliet shit. That's the let's run away and start our own lives type shit. That's facts. That's facts. But guess what? When y'all decide to have children, guess what? Y'all won't be able to handle it the way you think you are. And people in this category don't really have a lot of children. They don't. It's either because they can't have the children, or they're so busy and focused on working on themselves, they push back and living their lives, they push back the need to have children. They push it back. So even if you have that child, you will never be able to show that child that love and care that you do for your significant other, because again, only your significant other can understand your pain. That doesn't mean you won't be there for your child, but more than likely your child's going to end up in a situation where they do the same thing. They disconnect from you, and then they don't know their friend's pain, and then they find a significant other of their own. Now, if you were paying attention, you could see I didn't really talk about too many downsides of the family aspect. There's a reason for that. One, I am biased. Two, it is for a fact the best aspect. That's facts. It's some of the loneliest aspects, but it is the best aspect. That's facts. Because guess what? When that father, when that mother, when that brother, sister, whatever dies, whatever, or they're gone, when you have your family, you're gonna just create another scenario for your kids to do that along with themselves. And guess what? The closest people in your life should be your family. You shouldn't have to rely on friends. You shouldn't have to rely on your spouse. You should be able to marry off into somebody else's family, or become a part of a family on your own. You want a family structure, because a family structure lasts the longest. If you two are in love with each other, and you are in the romance aspect, you will understand, and you will get your partner, and they will always be there in real life for you, but you will not be having a functional family structure, as in family with actual children and lineage. You will not be the best at that. You can't be, because you're too busy focusing on each other. And if you're in the friend aspect, you're scarred from what your family did to you, and you're scarred for how the way your significant other treated you, dogged you out, and all that stuff. So all you can focus on is your bread and your friend, or your group of friends. But does that mean you are forever trapped in the loop? No, you're not. You can get to the family aspect. You can get to it. But you know what you have to do? If you truly want that for your lineage, for your future, because the family aspect is that for the future. It's for your race. It is for your genes. It is for you. It is for you to last. It's not sweet. It's not sweet at all. It's not sweet at all. There's so much pressure. Everything has to be a certain way. You're looked down upon by everybody else because you have everything, but you somehow trying to hang out with us. You're weaker than us. You're not as tough as us because you grew up with a pampered lifestyle. Everybody tries to belittle you because of what you have. Everybody tries to dissociate themselves with you because you carry yourself with a certain level of discipline, because you had to. That's how you keep the family going. Discipline. So, how do you do that? How do you get to the family structure? Because I am a man supporting and promoting families. I want the build-up of families. Real families, not dysfunctional families. This is why the world is in the place that it is today, right? So I will be supporting this, and this is my channel. And if you have been watching this far, I know you rock with me. I know you wouldn't be getting this far into the video to now be like, you can't be biased. Come on now. If you know me and you know this channel, come on now, don't do that. But to get back on point, How to get back to the family structure? How to get back to the family structure? You have to be willing to let go of that significant other. You must be willing to let go of that person you are giving unconditional love to. Or if you're the person giving unconditional love, you gotta quote unquote let down your big homie. You gotta quote unquote let down your spouse. You got to. You got to. You must actively choose to walk alone and walk away from something that you currently have and be. You have to currently walk away from a situation where you're with somebody who understands you, and will always be there for you. And you know what you have to find? Somebody that you can rely on, but they will never understand you. And in fact, most of the time, they're going to try to argue with you. They're going to try to argue with you. It will not be a lovey-dovey relationship. It will really be like a roommate type scenario where you're forced to live with the other person. Yes, it will be. Yes, it will be. It's from personal experience. My parents have been together 41 years. But they're roommates. They've grown to be like great friends. Great friends, but they have their disagreements. But guess what? There's no abuse. I have never, on God, on myself, never seen abuse. Never seen belittling, never seen blatant disrespect. Every time there was an argument, it was based out of love, and it was based out of trying to improve the other person. Did they actually improve? Nope, not at all. The same problems they had 20 years ago, they still have today. Facts. But guess what? The family structure still works. It's not perfect. It's not perfect at all. Not at all. No structure, no path you choose will ever be perfect. Never. But it is the most sustainable. Focus on finding somebody you can rely on to get a job done. You can be lovey-dovey and find that romance, and trust me, you can find that person you could spend the rest of your life with. You will not have a functional family for nothing. You will not have a functional, high functional lineage family for. It's not possible. And you know it to be true. It's not possible. You two have some of the biggest problems when it comes to your family. It's not possible. It's not possible. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And if you're in a friend situation, you gotta drop that homie. Yup. You gotta drop the homies. Yup. You gotta stay away from your bad bitch friends. Yup. And you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna say you turned on them. They're gonna say you turned on them. They're gonna say you the enemy. They're gonna say you never loved us to begin with. They're going to try to outcast you. They're going to try to outcast you. But you know what you're going to have to do in that situation? Because you could always rely on them niggas, or you could always rely on them biatches, right? In that scenario, to be honest, you're gonna need to find somebody you can connect with. You need to find somebody you can connect with. If you're in the friendship scenario, don't try to find somebody you can rely on within a partner, because they're always going to let you down. Only your friends who are going to be the ones you can rely on, because you can bicker with your friends, but as long as you can rely on them, you're fine. You cannot get that with your partner. They will always let you down. You gotta actually find somebody you can connect with. You gotta actually find somebody you can connect with, that you can form a genuine friendship with. And I guarantee you, even though it may take a while, over time, y'all will create that family structure, and you will have that functioning family, and it will be a family based out of tough love, tough love, tough love, tough love. And it's gonna be rough around the edges, but over time it will turn into a regular family structure. Yup, yup. Now, what branch am I from? Um, of family? Uh, the reliability camp. In terms of family structure, I'm from the reliability camp. Yep, reliability camp. Reliability camp. Yep. I'm not from the connection based family structure. I'm not. I'm not. Mm-mm. That's why I'm so. That's why I'm like so unapologetically hard. But you need that tough love. You need that straight up tough love, because it is the longest lasting and most sustaining family structure. But you also, at the other end of the spectrum, you need that straight up care, love, babying, nurturing, Malcolm in the middle type family situation. You need that. You need those close moments. Does that mean I don't have any close moments? I'm like, no, it's not that. It's not that. But it's respect and discipline oriented first. Like we all know, it's all about preserving the money, preserving the riches, preserving first. We grew to care for each other. There are moments in times in my version of the family structure where you won't see another family member for a while. Like everybody could live in the same house, but everybody's doing a different thing. Somebody's here, somebody's there. One person is at work, one person is at work, one person is at school, the other person is at work. We all live in the same house, but we have very few moments where we're all off at the exact same time. But when we're together, we're together. We are a functioning family. But most of the time, like 95% of the time, everybody's working. In the other family structure, by definition, y'all are there most of the time. Y'all are there most of the time. Y'all are there for each other most of the time. But in the few instances, y'all break away and separate. It would be based off of that. But until I actually see a family structure like that, this is the only way I can show it. But yep. And remember, at the end of the day, when everybody's gone, you still have that love. You don't need to get, you have that love for yourself. And if you have that love for yourself, no matter if you're in the friend situation or you're in the romance situation, you can build that family. You can have that dream life. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. And you're gonna have to sacrifice. But again, if you have that inner love, you're gonna make it. Now, what about me? Somebody that already grew up in a family situation. What is my goal? I use the love I have in myself to teach y'all who don't know how it works, to teach y'all how to get to that point. Because the more families we have, the bigger the community. The more communities we have, the bigger the capital. The bigger that capital we have, the more established the nation will be. And that's what I'm about. That's what I'm about. And the thing about me is this: I will never have that love from a spouse, and I will never have friends like that truly get me. But my lineage will be strong and it will never die. It's been C100. I'll catch y'all next time.